the idea of non-violence has been originated from Buddha, has been in the West adopted even before the 40s, but they have adopted. And the in principle in which Martin Luther King acted is, of course, traditionally in the West, that very idea is familiar, as you people know. I knew very little. I used to know the person's name and all that. Somehow I have a little mental faculty called forgetting. And that eats up everything. So I think he had it for dinner last night. So I don't remember today. And so anyway, that non-violence idea has been, it's almost like a Western tradition too. Not only an Eastern tradition, Western tradition as well. So that's also why this the Hinayana, Mahayana, slightly different. Wisdom part of it, there is no difference. The wisdom emptiness in Hinayana, wisdom emptiness in Mahayana, wisdom emptiness in Vajrayana, same wisdom. Superior, yes. Inferior, yes. But same wisdom. No different. No different. Love, compassion, we call it method. Old Tibetan language is called a method. Method means what do you do? What do you apply, right? Method. Method. How do you handle it? What do you do? Is that called method? Right. So love, compassion. That is very different. Very different. Hinayana part is love me, care me, I must be free. Mahayana part says, you are silly. You can't be free without freeing others. How are you going to get free without depending on the others? You have to, you know those people. They're your mothers, they're your fathers, they're your brothers, they're your sisters, they're your wives, they're your husbands, they're your children. And how can you walk away without caring? You cannot forget anyone. Everybody is connected, interconnectedness. And there is everybody is somehow connected one time or the another. Sometimes your husband, sometimes your wife, sometimes your kid, sometimes your mom, sometimes your pop. What is it? Huh? Pop, right? Pop. Yeah. Sometimes your pop, sometimes your mom, sometimes your kid, sometimes your grandfather, sometimes your grandmother. So it is anywhere, everywhere, somehow the family interconnected. How can you ignore them? It's not possible. You're shameless if you ignore them. That is how Mahayana works. So the principle in Mahayana is love and the compassion. And that of Bodhi mind. Bodhi mind. Unlimited, unconditioned, ultimate love and compassion. When that Bodhi mind becomes natural in you, natural means effortlessly become part of your life, then you enter the Mahayana path. But they know that also 3 level, small, medium, and big. At the small level, and even at a little bit of a medium level, you're not so sure you're going to continue or you're going to reverse. Not so sure, not so certain. That's the lower level, smaller level. And the medium level, you may continuously function, but there's still chances you may reverse. And then the accumulation made it big level, and you are never going to reverse. You're going to go for total enlightenment for the benefit of every living being. It is absolute, certain, no change, completely solid. Then that is really you enter the Mahayana. Not only you enter the path, you have entered the path very solidly. So the rest of them, but what do you do? I talk to you up to impermanent, remember? Impermanent, and then not only impermanent, this is common with lower level part, you have covered. And then if I have death today, without developing anything, what do? I take refuge in Buddha, in Dharma, in Sangha. Why Buddha? Why not that little tree? Why not that little rock? Why not that little mountain? Why not that little lake? Because Buddha had personal experience just like you and me, suffered through same thing, and he navigated and reached to the Buddha level. And that's the reason why we chose Buddha rather than that rock or the tree or the spirit or this and that. Not only that, Buddha had that unlimited, unconditioned compassion and love to all of us. No difference whether somebody who's giving him the sandalwood oil massage or somebody who's chopping his flesh with the chisels. Love of Buddha has no difference. That's 2 reasons. There are 8 reasons why Buddha. When you chose the Buddha, we're choosing Buddha as a doctor to give diagnosis, to give medicine. Not Buddha himself as a ghost entered in our chest and a function. No, we chose the Buddha as a doctor. So Buddha gives the diagnosis and give us medicine. The medicine is a dharma. And that's why we take a refuge along with the dharma, because it will be doctor without back. Doctor without back. So what is the use? He can look at you, he can touch you, but you can look at him, you can touch him, you can shake him, but we could do no good. So dharma is the medicine. So you need some help. So got the Sangha too, because like-minded people working together towards a certain important goal. That's what Sangha is all about it, honestly. So taking refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha help us to do the temporary work in case if death comes before we've been able to do anything. Just remembering Buddha alone, Dharma alone, Sangha alone, be good enough for you to connect into better karma. That's a natural law. better karma. So if you are dying today, if you don't know anything, if you have faith in Buddha or Dharma, then think about the Buddha. That is good enough. Good enough. Buddha guarantees you will not fall into the lower realms one next life if you die by thinking about the Buddha. That is a temporary measure. Permanent measure we have to take about it is our attachment. Attachment is the glue to samsara. It is the target of negativities that they deal with it. Buddhism deal with it very strongly. Very strongly. Unfortunately, the Buddhism came in India at the time when the male chauvinists things are functioning very at the peak of their functioning, actually, at the peak of a male chauvinist functioning. So many times you notice in the Buddhist texts of ancient early Indian texts will talk about the subject of attachment as a woman. Because from the point of view of a male chauvinist society, talking about the woman and how actually it's praising women, how attractive they are, how wonderful they are. But it doesn't do the way we do, how much the body size from this to that, and how long the neck is, how long the leg is, and we don't talk about that way, but we talk about it, but a different way. Subject of attachment is used for that, and that's why you had a long who is it? Shivjaba, huh? There was long text yesterday dealing with attachment, and that is simply that. And we now say that is not only the woman one way of looking, women look man the other way around, but those days, whatever we say, the author who wrote those days, they wrote that way. So you can't go on and change his, but his other points are extremely helpful. But this is, I didn't realize you were reaching to that subject yesterday until I talked to Gelek Rimpoche last night, and he tells me this is what's happening, what happened, you know. He's an interpreter, translator. It's a good translator. And he told me probably some people have a difficulty because they have a long sighs. And so he tried to find out why, but naturally. And remember, this is not looking down on a woman. That is definitely looking down on attachment, and it is the points. And it's a strong influence of male chauvinist Indian culture, because that is the local culture at that time. And then this is very ancient text. So that's it. Now, Buddhism doesn't look down on women at all, and particularly jewel heart. I have very often said it, and we are the organization where there's really a lot of feminine principle is one of our themes, and so that's because of the people who are involved right from the beginning with me to set up Jewel Heart, the Aura Glassa, and the Sandy Finkel. Both of them are very, very important feminist. So they emphasize that very much, and we did. We even changed the text of the Bhaja Yogini, started saying Lama Kolo Domba Yavyum instead of saying Lama Chaka Sambara Yavyum. We said the Lama Bhaja Yogini and the Lama Chakra Sambara Yavyum. So feminine emphasized. And one of our most important yidam is Tara, a white Tara. Lot of activities within the Tara. So this is very definitely a feminine principle society. And it's now some texts, ancient Indian texts, when some teachers come, when you read the text, accordingly you have to explain what it is, and that's also written in thousands of years before. So that today is the, no matter whoever any speakers or the texts may say, it is we in our mind will be able to take them into ornament rather than as something little adverse. So we should really take that as an ornament. Sometimes even I'm we try to set up the Tara practice as a what do you call it? Little rock. What is it? Rock singing form. What is it? Yeah, rock form or hip hop form. A number of our important members have objected, and to me, and explained me, where does the rock come from? So I have no idea. He says, rock come from this way. The other hand touching the wrong place, and other hand going on, So that's what they explained me. It started that way. So therefore, many of us don't like it. And I said, opposite. It is the female deity. Female deity's praise, singing by a female as a rock. So the culture is completely reversed if that's the true case. And they're all very happy with it. Honestly, it is the revolution within. Revolution within. So similarly, all these sort of traditional texts, very old, 1,000-year-old texts sometimes have that because that is Indian culture at that time. So take them into as a revolutionize within that self and our own culture, our own belief, our own things should be added up on that. And you don't add text, you don't add the message. However, how you take it within you is revolutionize and take it. Noam Chomsky has changed, revolutionized the whatever that thing is, transliteration system, and as it works so well, as we should also do that. So that is the Tara prayers with the rock singing. You know why? Because they have this system, they sing in Tibet, so it goes that way. So you can go through the same way in English because it's too long. So if you go something shortened, people can say it, people can enjoy the singing, and that may be something better. So I liked the rock, and so I chose the rock system. And I asked Sean Hike, thank you, Sean Hike, to get a number of people tried Dimitri retired. Dimitri made it into some kind of a long singing form, which is not I'm looking for. But number of people tried their best. So now I believe they are finalizing it. It took a long time. Sean did a beautiful job. And then everybody added up. Everybody was angry for a while because that's not their own version. And then it gradually come in together. And so they're there. We have so many great musicians, wonderful things. And here we utilize that. And that is really one of the feminine principles we do. And Tara singing, even if it's rock, if it's true this way, and then it is revolutionized within that way. You can do different hand gesture, whatever, maybe. So anyway, that's what, honestly, and then not only that, impermanent and death and refuge, but also continuously on the basis of a Four Noble Truth, seeing all suffering as all existence, what that we are encountering, all as suffering. And sufferings are not here because of without cause. And sufferings are here with the cause and the condition. The cause is a karmic, but karmic is result. It is our negative emotions and the negativities, negative activities, their result. And that caused by negative emotions. Thereby renouncing all three root, that is three poison, that is hatred, obsession, and ignorance. So renouncing that, becoming, when you renounce that effortlessly, you enter Hinayana path. You have really entered Hinayana path. They don't contradict, but you have not entered Mahayana path, you have entered Hinayana path. The sign, the gateway, the line was drawn is developing renunciation without effortlessly is entering in the Hinayana path. Developing body mind without effort is the sign line draw to entering Mahayana path. As you say, body mind draws a line between Mahayana and others. As a refuge, draw the line between Buddhist and none. So just like that, there are measurements. And so that's why, and these 5 paths. And then you have, when you enter that renunciation, you have freedom as a goal, or what they call it, arahat. In Sanskrit, arahat is the normal learning of Hinayana path. So the small total knowledge, not the big total knowledge, small total knowledge. We have even smaller total knowledge. I have 2 in my household. Maybe I myself is one. I don't see my own problem. But I have 2 people in my household, total knowledge. Anything you say, they have an explanation. Anything, no, yeah. One is here right now, even. So, one is not here, but you all know who. So, anyway, they're all nice people. Kind, good, wonderful people, honestly. So anyway, so that is the small total knowledge, and the big total knowledge is a Buddha. So that's how it is. And so those 5 talks will be leading towards this. But very specifically from pure Sudara part. Alone I talk. No Vajrayana influence in that.